to this from what you were doing prior to this?
Well, after about 20 plus years of doing interactive shows for families and, you know, big groups, small groups, that started to grow. And then I got a little bit more well-known in that world, and then soon I was doing, like, you know, shows with Food Network or Fortune 500 companies. And I thought to myself, how can I take, you know, this art form that I've developed, not that I've developed, but that I've, you know.
But you kind of have a little corner on it.
Yeah.
You know.
How can I take it to a wider audience? So I thought, well, I'm going to start with a book and make that the platform with the end goal to do a television series based on the book. I happen to love fairy tales, and I happen to love to cook.
Right.
Yes. So I created a fairy tale adventure with recipes in between the chapters. I collaborated with a really great chef who's now working a famous restaurant in Hawaii, and that was a lot of fun. So it's 15 chapters with recipes in between the chapters. And also created live events with that, so that I would have, you know, do my storytelling. I'd have the chefs come out, the kids could make something together. So again, that's part of that immersive experience. You can either just read the story, or, you know, you can do something together with the family. Again, bringing the family unit together.
Right, and having a kind of experiential
exactly
time together.
So, but that's the way I was raised. My parents were both famous ballet dancers, and I remember being a kid traveling all over the world and watching them performing in the wings, you know, and it was just magic. And I thought, this is my love. So
right. So that's where, you know, I thought about how it's, you know, it's enchanted time, and that word enchanting is so, you know, it's such a lovely word, and it's like when things take your breath away, sort of, and give you a moment to kind of, you know, just think. So it must have been, watching your parents must have been a lot of enchanting moments, I would think, because so many ballets are pretty enchanting.
Yeah, it's a total magic world.
So, can I ask, just before we go to the new works, when you, but it's actually about both. When you write, do your character, you know, this is, you write like for, you know, a certain age range. Do the characters, when you meet them, I may say you as the writer,
Right.
are you like, is it all plotted out, or do your characters begin to take on their own, you know, begin to write or take your pen, you know, for you, so to speak? And I wondered how you get the voice or the experience of each. I mean, I think I know, but I mean, for our audience, you know, I don't write the same as you do, but, and then now you move to a older set of readers, perhaps. So just talk about maybe the process, or how your relationship with your characters.
I'm not the type of writer that actually plots the whole story out beforehand. Some people really like to work that way. I don't. When I'm really in the groove, it's otherworldly. It comes from a whole other place. So I just kind of let them take on their own persona. They all have different voices in my head, and I know that sounds crazy, but they do.
No, I'm with you on that one.
And I just kind of let it roll, and I see where it goes. And then I constantly edit. For example, let's say if I'm working on chapter 1, and I finish chapter 1, and then I go to chapter 2. Okay, the next day I'm going to start working on chapter 2. I have to go back and read chapter 1 again to get to where I was. So even if I'm working on chapter 11, when I sit down to write, I start all over again, and I continue to edit throughout